Hey everyone, I have a message for you that I want to share because it's really important that the people that I work with understand this. So, about 3 years ago, in February 15th of 2012, I became a coach. So, for almost 3 years, I've been helping people take the step to start their journey. And it's not just about starting their weight loss journey, it's about making that decision that number one, you're worth it. Number two, you can do it. And number three, that you deserve it. Because there's so many people out there. I work with mainly moms. And most of them feel like I felt before I started that, I bought everything on sale. I did nothing for myself. I focused on my kids. I focused on saving money for my children to make sure that everything, we were financially secure. I did nothing for myself. Well, that's great. I mean, but so many people, especially moms, think that that's what makes you a good mom and that that's what's required. And, that's great. But in the end, our our neglecting ourselves really takes a toll. We lose our way. We forget who we are. We have no identity other than being so and so's mom or so and so's wife. We stop taking care of ourselves. We stop feeling good about ourselves. Those things take a toll on our relationship. We When we do that, we look at ourselves in the mirror and we don't like what we see, and that creates negative self-talk, and it just beats down your self-esteem. And the world is brutal as it is. We don't need to hear that every day when we look in the mirror. And I can relate. So I've been working on helping people find their confidence, realize their self-worth, and realize that having a coach means that you won't fail. It doesn't matter what you've tried before. This is different. This is unlike anything I've ever seen. It has changed my life. And for me, one of my biggest goals has been to help people not feel alone, to not feel confident, to not beat themselves up, but to really focus on the positive and learn how to focus on the positive. And that's my goal. I started through health and fitness, but it really becomes something where it's mental and emotional as well. So, like the other day, I'm really big. My coach's sister called me the coach whisperer because I get in people's head. I used to be like, stop speaking negative and stop doing this. And, that just caused people to like shut down. And, it was a lot of reasons I've realized that people do these things, and I've asked them, because what I do now is I ask questions to draw them out. I've asked people, why do you think you do this? I don't know. Then I say, well, it could be because of this, and this, and this. And then they're like, oh, that is, what it is behind it, why I'm feeling this way, acting this way, responding this way, and then most of the time, I ask them the next question, why? And most of the time they say, I don't know. Well, my job, I feel, as your coach, as your friend, is to help you find out why things are the way they are in your life, why you think or don't do something, or do something that is not really about growth or not helping you reach your goal. And then helping you identify why you do this. A lot of it stems from childhood. I'm really, more and more I talk to people, more I realize that they are like me and trying to overcome things from their childhood that have held them back and really broken their self-confidence and self-esteem. And so then after that, I try to help people come up with individually, based on what they told me, ways to help them learn to not deviate back into that mindset or into that behavioral pattern. And I also share them at the same time that these things it's hard to reprogram people, and especially when it has been your whole life and it's something that is ingrained in you. It's a habit. It's a natural tendency based on what you've went through. So I also share with them that this is something that probably is not going to be automatically fixed or fixed forever, but with my help, with the right focus on the right things, you really can train yourself to be able to see the signs of what's leading up to it. And if you do end up making these mistakes, it's not a failure. It doesn't mean you'll never change. It just means that you need to be more aware of it. And that's why I help people. And then when you're more aware of it, these things happen less frequently. And when they do happen, you don't beat yourself up for a long period of time like that. And then when that happens, you don't stay in that spot as long the next time. So I want you to understand that my goal for you is to build your confidence, to see what you're worth, because we're all equal. Nobody's better or more deserving than the next person. Nobody is more important than the next person is. These things usually come in our head, usually come from these ideas and these things that we've created based on what's important to us or the way we were raised. And it's so important that we work on this as we grow up, because we're still growing up, even if we are an adult on books. And especially important when we have children, especially important when we have children, because you think that there's things holding you back from your childhood. Think about if you're broken or you're lost or you are not feeling important, what it's like to be your child, what you're teaching them. So my next video, I'm going to kind of go into some more detail about this. So stay tuned.